Good morning to all. I am Dr.R.Suganya, Department of Computer Science with Cybersecurity. Today we are going to see about threads in Java. What is a thread? So a thread is just like a small process that can be addressed. We can also say it is a lightweight process. A program can be divided into number of small processes. Multi-threaded programs contain two or more threads that can run concurrently. This means that a single program can perform two or more tasks simultaneously. For example, one thread is writing content on a file at the same time and another thread is performing spell check. In Java, the word thread means two different things: an instance of thread class or a thread of execution. An instance of thread class is just an object like any other object in Java. But a thread of execution means an individual lightweight process that has its own call stack. In Java, each thread has its own call stack. So there is main, run, and another thread too will have a run method. So the main method and two run threads. So the main thread means it is, if you don't create any thread in your program, a thread called main thread will be created. Although the main thread is automatically created, you can control it by obtaining a reference to it by calling the current thread method. Two important things to know about the main thread are: it is a thread from which other threads will be produced, and main thread must be always the last thread to finish execution. So here is a program which has a class name called main thread, followed by the class keyword and public static varied main string of arguments. Here the thread class is being created. This object is created using the thread class. So thread is a keyword and T is the object here. So thread dot current thread, which means current thread name is, we are setting the name as main thread. So set name is a function name which can be executed like object dot property. So object is here T dot property name is set name, and then we are displaying that particular thread. So here what is the life cycle of a thread? So we have like start, resume, sleep, runnable state, block state, running state and terminated state. So here start, resume, sleep, yield, dispatch, all these are life cycle of a thread. So whenever a thread is being created, it has to get started and it has to run using runnable method, and if it is being blocked, it will be in a block state, again to a resume state and running state and then terminated state. So what is a new, which means the thread begins its life cycle in the new state only. So it begins with the start method. Runnable, it is after invocation of start method on a new thread, the thread becomes runnable. The thread is ready for execution and is waiting for the availability of the processor. The process of assigning time to thread is known as time slicing. Running, a method running thread if the thread scheduler has selected it. Waiting, a thread is waiting for another thread to perform a task. In this stage, the thread is still alive. Terminated, a thread enters the terminated state when it completes its task. Thread class, thread class is a main class on which Java system is based. Thread class along with its companion interface runnable will be used to create and run threads for utilizing the multi-threading features of Java. Constructors of thread class: thread of string, thread of runnable and thread of runnable along with string. Thread class also defines many methods for managing threads. There are some methods: set name, get names, get priority, is alive. Thread methods. Thread class methods can be used to control the behavior of a thread. It helps to move the thread from one state to another. So there are some methods like start, run, sleep, yield and stop. So start is used to initiate the thread in the program. Run is schedule it for running. Sleep is to wait for some time. Yield is running to runnable. Stop is to move the threads to dead state. So here we have run state. So we have the for method. It will be having the conditions less than or equal to 5. So if I is equal to 1, then it will have to yield. So this is what the run method follows. So here if it extends a thread, then we'll have another set of methods, that is it will sleep for 1 second, and it has to, if there is any error, it will display the error, that is it automatically handles the exception called as catch exception, and to a waiting state, that is it will stop it if j is equal to 3. Next is about thread priority. The threads of the same priority are given the treatment. So Java scheduler, it shares a processor on a first come first serve basis. Java permits to set the priority of a thread using the set priority method. The syntax is thread name dot set priority. The thread priority, to gain control, it is stops a running at the end of the run, it makes to sleep using sleep, and it is used to wait. So minimum priority is 1, normal priority is 5, and maximum priority is set to 10. So here we can set by using the example, like set priority of 1 and maximum priority 2. And next is about synchronization. So a problem occurs when the threads may compete for the same resources. It is known as deadlock. So Java provides solutions for this using synchronization, and the method that will read information from a file, and the method that will update the same file that may be declared as synchronized. Syntax: synchronize data type method name. Example: synchronize void of run. So creating a thread, Java defines 2 ways by which a thread can be created: by implementing the runnable interface, and also by extending the thread class. Implementing the runnable interface. The easiest way to create a thread is to create a class that implements a runnable interface. So after implementing the runnable interface, the class needs to implement the run method, which is a form. It is by run method, it introduces a concurrent thread into your program, and this thread will end when the run returns. So must specify the code for your thread inside the run method. Run method can call other methods that can use other classes to declare the variables, just like any other normal methods. Here we have one more example. My thread implements runnable. It is run method and the class myThreadDemo. So here we have the class name myThread, and empty is an object equal to new thread name. So it will start extending the thread class. It is another way to create a thread by a new class by using the keyword extends. So it must override the run method, which is an entry point of new thread. So here one of the example thing to do it exercises to write a thread program to display your name and your friend name using thread class. So here there is a multiple choice questions available, and you can go through it. You can find out